cost of rentals in America. This is one among the things people have been asking me to figure out. What is the cost of rent? That is a very big question, because that question starts with the economy of the country, then it goes to the individual state, goes to the city by city or zip code by zip code, then it goes to the type of neighborhood you are going to live, it goes again to the type of the housing. So it is a very big one. So I'll talk into general. First of all, is state-wise which one the cost will be average, but again each state, each city will be different because of the so many other factors. But it goes back to the cost of living in America. The cost of living in America or anywhere around the world, especially in the Western world, the biggest part or the biggest chunk of your expenses is going to the housing, whether you are renting or you are paying the mortgage. But in this situation, let's talk about renting apartment, or you are renting a townhome, you are renting a house, but the cost of rentals. As I said, everyone, majority of us, the highest cost of our expenses is the housing. That's why when someone reaches a point paying off the mortgage, owning the house 100% paid off, that is a very high relief. That's why people in other countries where you build your own home and it's yours, no matter how much small money you get, you still have a level of satisfaction and happiness than the person you are struggling. Here, because the housing, the rentals, the costs are high, it goes to the point where you have to work even 2 jobs, or you have 1 job and another side hustle business, so that you can be able to keep up with the life. So there are states which are known to have a very high cost of living. We have been talking about California. We have talked about New York. We have talked about Hawaii. We are talking about overall DMV, DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. They are so expensive. Then if you go to a particular city, like if you go to, for instance, in Illinois, Chicago as a city is high cost of living. If you go to Massachusetts, Boston has a high cost of living. And again, within California, the cost of living, someone in San Diego will be different from someone who is in the middle of desert, Pasadena, versus someone who lives in San Diego at the beautiful weather and the beach around there. And again, if you're in San Diego, somebody in Carlsbad will pay more or less compared to someone who lives in El Cajon. Or someone who lives in El Cajon will pay different from someone who lives in maybe another city we are nearby the ocean side, nearby the beach, or someone even with this. So it depends. But overall in California, we say roughly it is practically difficult, or if not impossible, to get a 1-bedroom apartment of less than let's say less than $1,200. It will be practically difficult. I remember I had 1 bedroom. When I say 1 bedroom, I mean is a room, bathroom, whatever, bathing, whatever, shower, everything, and then you have a living room and a kitchen. So there is 1 room, or there's other small things. That is $1,300 average. But if you go for 2-bedroom, average the normal neighborhood, I'm not talking about the high-end neighborhood, just the normal neighborhood will be at least 1,700, 1,600. I had a 2-bedroom is a townhome while I was in San Diego. I used to pay when I was in the military, and that was discounted because we are military personnel. We were paying $1,888 So that was discounted, but the neighborhood and how the townhomes were, that was about 2,000 at least minimum. So you see how expensive it is. Similar if you go to New York. Again, if you're in Manhattan, the New York City itself, it will be more expensive than if you go to upstate New York. But still, as overall as New York, it is still has high cost of living because the cost of housing. So that's why you find some people are working in New York, but they live in New Jersey sometimes. So those are the things which complicate the life. But if you go to the affordable states, the housing, for instance, when I moved from California in 2016 to come to Missouri, Kansas area, the first apartment I stayed, it was a 3-bedroom apartment in a very nice neighborhood for $950. So if I pay with the other bills, it will just about 1,000, something like that. But you can never get, no matter how bad neighborhood it is, 3-bedroom for 1,000 in California or New York or Chicago. So you have to figure out. So most of the Midwest states, talking about Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, you are talking just around this area. You are going to Ohio, going to Texas. They are more affordable states. In the end, if you come to America, you are in America. Don't be tempted, oh, you feel that you are more in America, unless otherwise you say you live in New York, or I live in Maryland, or I live in DC, whatever those kind of areas. No. Those areas don't define you. In the end, find a place where you enjoy, find the place where you are being affordable. If you come as a student, if you come as a tourist, if you come as a green card lottery winner, you are here. It doesn't mean that you can stay in that state for the rest of your life because you started the life there. I started my life in West Virginia, the cheapest state. I went to California, I stayed for 7 years. Then I came to Kansas, Missouri area. The house I own here in Missouri is about 160,000 US dollar. But the same house, if it is in California, how big it is, how nice it is almost more than 800,000 to $1 million. So it depends, where do you want to live? Do you want to have the same house in California and get the same income and get stressed out? Because, for instance, if you're working on Amazon, you are doing delivery, you get paid maybe $16, $17 in California, but you get $15 in Missouri. So the difference will be $1 or $2. But here, you can have more relaxing life than in California, unless otherwise you have very good job, very high paying job, and you don't live a very high end life. But that's the cost of living. The cost of living, it comes to the cost of rentals is the bigger one. The other things will be more or less the same, about the price of steak, price of chicken, whatever. Those are minor, but the bigger one, the bigger portion is the rental. And when do you want to buy a house, it comes to the bigger question on that. So stay tuned for more videos of similar content.